Welcome, everyone, to Couch Potato Diary. It is a Football Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're keeping up with all of this, there's been a lot coming out today. This week kind of got away from me with Time at Sports at 960 and a few other things going on. So, we are here now looking at our final of our 12-team mock drafts. We're going to pick from the number 12 spot today. Before that, we're going to look at players on the hot seat. Who needs to have a big year or else things could dramatically change for them this season. And that is how we are going to start Football Friday today. All right, the other day we did, or the other show, I guess, we did player or coaches on the hot seat. Today, it is players on the hot seat as we look at some guys who really need to have big years, whether it means they're going to be gone from their current job or just gone from relevancy or whatever. These guys need a big year in 2024 and 2025. So we begin with Jerry Jeudy out in Cleveland. Everyone wanted to believe this guy was a legitimate number one wide receiver, and it didn't work out in Denver, and they couldn't give him away. And now all of a sudden, it feels kind of like Last Chance Saloon very early for Jerry Jeudy with the Cleveland Browns. If it works, then all of a sudden this offense could be really good. But he is in a spot where the quarterback wasn't very good last year. He is in a spot where he is not the number one guy, and he's kind of far from the number one option. He absolutely has to show that he can still be I think, productive member of an NFL offense and really show some of the potential that a lot of people saw in him. At number 4, it's Tony Pollard. The more that the process has kind of gone on this offseason, I have seen some people kind of explaining away what happened last year with Pollard as just injury, but it's crazy how quick it went from this guy needs to have the ball, this guy needs to have the ball, this guy needs to have the ball. Why are we still giving him the ball? He sucks. It just fell off a cliff for Tony Pollard. You can absolutely explain that away from injury, but this year you can't. He has to be better this year, or else it's just not going to work for him in this offense, or not even in this offense, maybe even in the if this year sucks, he could be done, quite frankly. At number 3, it's Russell Wilson. He is being paid a whole lot of money by the Denver Broncos to not be there anymore. They have taken on a record dead cap hit to just make him go away. Now he's going on a Pittsburgh Steelers team that couldn't lose if they tried, and they are turning to him as being the guy to run this offense. It has to work. If it doesn't work here, it's over. So that's another one where this isn't just like this job. This is I don't know where he goes after this if this doesn't work with him with the Pittsburgh Steelers. At 2, it's Stephon Diggs. The Buffalo offense got so much better when he got there. But last year, it got so much better when he wasn't a part of it anymore. And now he is going to a Houston Texans team that everyone views as an exciting offense and with a very exciting quarterback in CJ Stroud. If Diggs can't make it work with that guy, and this team might be done for him. And at number 1, it's Daniel Jones. The entire world knows the Giants were aggressively trying to trade into the New England Patriots spot to get their starting quarterback this year, and they couldn't. So now it is on Daniel Jones. He and everyone knows this is probably his last year with the Giants. If he wants it to be not his last year as a starting quarterback in the NFL, it has to look better. He has Malik Neighbors, but not a whole lot. He has to really ball out, I think, to give himself another opportunity to start in the NFL. So those are the players that are on the hot seat going into 2024, 2025. I had been saying for a little bit that we were going to try to get a 16-team mock in here. I just simply think we're going to run out of time for that. So now let's look at our final mock draft of the season. It is mock draft number 12. All right, it is the final mock draft. We have made it to the end. Our 12-team mock draft concludes with draft number 12. We've been doing one from every spot on a half PPR 12-team league, and today, right now, we are claiming spot number 12, which apparently sucks because apparently we don't see that on here. That's interesting. Let me just Let me just do this. We're doing, definitely could have just not put this in, but I'm going to keep this in for all of you to see that, the process isn't perfect always. Let's try to match that up. Oh, and that's way out of line now. All right, there we go. Perfection. Professionalism on a podcast. Okay, let's hit start draft and let's wrap up this mock draft season, shall we? So number 1, it's Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Bijan Robinson, and Breece Hall. Justin Jefferson goes at 7, Amon-Ra St. Brown at 8, A.J. Brown at 9, Jahmyr Gibbs at 10, Garrett Wilson at 11, and it comes back to us at number 12. We did this last round where we had Saquon and Jonathan Taylor. I kind of want to mix it up a little bit, but again, I don't love the receiving options that are on the board right now to go over anyone other than Barkley and Taylor. So we'll go Barkley first and then Taylor, and we'll see what options are there for us at wide receiver. Again, I like that immediately after that, a couple running backs went, but then we do go on a bit of a wide receiver run with Harrison, Nakua, Adams, Henry, as a running back. Then Josh Allen comes off the board, Chris Olave, Achane is off, Ayuk and Samuel. Debo was one that I've been trying to get, and so maybe I could have reached on him a little bit, but in the second round, that does feel maybe a touch high. A couple quarterbacks off the board, Mahomes and Hurts. Also, we had there Kelsey and Laporta get drafted. So now it's back to us. Jalen Waddle is here, but we haven't really done this a whole lot. And this is, again, a lesson I just did the 11th mock draft like moments ago. Because, again, I am here, and I like the running backs in this spot a whole lot better with Cook, with Mixon, with Kenneth Walker, and those guys. We haven't really done this one yet. So we're going to go Lamar Jackson, and we're going to go DK Metcalf. So we're going a little bit higher on quarterback than we normally have, which means we're going a little bit lower on wide receiver than we normally have. But I just want to see, like, we went early with Josh Allen once. What about a round and a few picks later? Let's see how it works out. Not loving that a bunch of the tight ends have already come off of the board. So McBride is gone. Now Kincaid is gone. As it comes to us, there's George Pickens available. We haven't really had a George Pickens yet. And there's a Kyle Pitts available. Honestly, this feels like a tier break to me. Pickens and Pitts, for what we need now, and even honestly, just in general, just feel like significantly further ahead than everyone else on this board. So, sorry, I meant to prop that up. There we go. Boy, I am just all over the place on this one today, aren't I? All right, so we're going to go with Pitts there, and then we're going to go with Pickens, and we're going to roll on with it that way. So a couple running backs come off with Montgomery and Stevenson, Swift as well, another quarterback in Joe Burrow, Keenan Allen and Christian Kirk also. Raheem Mostert, that one probably wasn't coming around to us, but that one does sting a little bit. And now I think we are going to get into that kind of middle wide receiver tier that we've been looking at this whole time, and we'll see if maybe we can get a couple of our guys. So Bowers does swing back around, or almost swings back around to us, making the tight end call, maybe a bit of a reach, but overall, like, there's no one out there that I'm kicking myself that we didn't end up with. Jordan Love is still here. So that kind of, again, drives home the maybe you can wait on quarterback strategy. But a couple players that we've been trying to every time end up with two guys in this spot. And so let's just make sure that happens. Javonte Williams being here admittedly makes it like maybe we can wait on this. And so I think he can work his way. He's worked his way into that group of guys that I think we should be taking in the middle rounds. So we want Javonte, and then we are hoping, so we're going to take Javonte, and then we are going to go with Christian Watson, and we hope that Smith and Jigba or Williams come back around to us. So we're loving the running back run that happens right now with Chubb, Moss, and Warren and Brooks right after. A couple quarterbacks in Love and Purdy. Caleb Williams goes. As it swings back around here into the second round, another running back run with Robinson, Eckler, and Edwards coming off of the board. Couple more running backs in Hollywood Brown and Coleman. And now this couldn't have worked out any better for us if we tried. We're probably not going to get the Jerome Ford pick that we always end up getting here, but to come away with all three of the receivers that we have been targeting in every draft is a gold mine for us, I think, here. And so this team working its way up. I honestly, I think we might have saved the best for last here with Team 12 and this roster we have. As it comes back around to us here in the 11th round, feeling very good. Some kickers coming off of the board right now. Chuba Hubbard goes, but we have J.K. Dobbins, who is available. I think here in the 11th round, that is absolutely a flyer that I am comfortable taking is J.K. Dobbins here with this pick. And if that works out, then we get a legit RB1 on our team. And I feel great about that. And then again here, we're going to continue to stack up on running backs, and we're going to go Rico Dowdle. This draft in kind of the chunks has played out the way exactly how I want it to. Get our main starters taken care of by 5th or 6th round, and then get those receivers that we've been looking for in the middle, and now close out with a couple of lottery ticket type of picks with our running backs. Like this has really hit in a way that I couldn't have drawn this up any better if I tried. Brandon Cook's available. Then we get into the kickers. As we scroll down, want to see. Honestly, maybe we just double up on Denver. We'll go Jaleel McLaughlin there. And now we are going to go with the defense. We've been getting Kansas City here a little bit. Let's mix it up and go with the Dallas Cowboys. And then we will take our kicker with our final pick. And so, again, this mock draft, I actually think turns out really well. I am in love with this team and hope that all of my fantasy teams look like this. This is how it's fun that it's played out like this on our last mock draft of the year. This is exactly how I wanted this draft to turn out. Daniel Carlson, he gets the he gets the call for us as always at kicker. And so that's it. So our starting lineup, quarterback is Lamar Jackson. Our running backs are Saquon Barkley and Jonathan Taylor. Our wide receivers are DK Metcalf and George Pickens. Our tight end is Kyle Pitts. And in our flex, we have either Javonte Williams or some of the wide receivers that we like. So our wide receiver or our running back depth is Javonte Williams with Dobbins, Dowdle, and McLaughlin. And our wide receiver depth is Watson, Smith and Jigba, and Williams. All three of those guys I think could have a breakout year this year. I love this team. Team 12 is 100% my favorite of the 12-team mock drafts that we have done. That is going to do it for our fantasy football previews this year, and that is going to do it for this show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're consuming this. If you're watching, make sure you like it. If you're listening, make sure you review it, and I'll talk to all of you later. Have a great day, everybody.